What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit. Spawning here in the top left-hand corner of Port Alexander LE, playing with the red Terran pieces. He's currently one of the top 20 players in the world of StarCraft 2. His name is SpeCial. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Terran pieces. He is a very good StarCraft 2 pro gamer. He is in the top 30 in the world. His name is MaSa. So guys and girls, I'm really excited about the game in this series in particular that was played at the WCS Spring event and was one of the games within the round of 16 of that tournament. So I'm very excited to see what ends up happening here in the early stages of this game, as we are going to see a proxy barracks across the map here by MaSa. And you know, this is my first game, I believe, casting a MaSa's. So, you know, I'm wondering if, you know, oh my god, SpeCial just missed it. But I'm wondering if his name is actually MaSa or MaSa. I'm going to go with MaSa right now, guys. But this is my first time, I believe, on my channel casting a game of his. So I am very excited, to say the least, to cast a game of his, because this is a guy who's, you know, within the top 30 in the world of StarCraft 2, so it should be very exciting, to say the least. But if we look at this, a proxy barracks across the map, we're going to see a double barracks actually being created at this point. There is going to be an SCV across the map now, and it does look as if SpeCial is going to see what's going on. He sees that there is something definitely not right at this point, and it does look as if MaSa is going to try to create some problems, as we are going to start seeing some marauders, or we're going to see one marauder on that production tab currently. The thing is that SpeCial did catch this soon enough, I think, that he might be in a decent position. It looks like SpeCial does have a Reaper out, and that Reaper is going to probably start doing a little bit of some scouting here just to see what is going on. Now, it does look like there is one marauder out. Looks like another is going to be on the production tab. Concussive shells is being researched right now. And we are going to see SpeCial is not too phased by this. He's going into his factory. He's continuing to create that natural command center. And it does look like now, here we go, we are going to see the marauders are out on the playing field now. More and more are being added to that production tab. And the question that's going to come down is, who is going to have the advantage here, as these marauders are going to be able to get that SCV. Looks like they are going to start trying to come up here into the main base location, up that ramp. It looks like a little bit of some micro here is going to have to be utilized as more and more marauders are being added to the mix here. I like this a lot, actually, because MaSa is getting a lot of value out of these units. More and more SCVs are going to have to be pulled off of the line here, but these marauders are doing a lot of damage here. Wow, this is essentially a very nice push at this point for MaSa, who at this point looks like he was able to kind of get the cancel on that natural command center. Does look like a factory is being followed up by MaSa, and now we're going to see the barracks is going to start flying over. So, man, talk about some cheese here in game number 1, approaching that 4-minute mark. And at this point, SpeCial is supply blocked. He's actually in it looks like a relatively rough position, at least right at this moment. So it does look like he is going to start trying to do a little bit of some damage once again, as we are going to see a cyclone coming out of on the playing field here. More and more marauders are being added on, though, to the mixed impacts being researched as well right now. And this cyclone is going to try to shoot away here. It does look like that unit, the barracks, is going to fly up, and it looks like there is going to start begin trying to do a little bit more damage here, as that building is burning. Got to be very careful. Don't want to lose that barracks. That could be a GG type of moment. But here come the marauders. Looks like they're getting a little bit ballsy. I don't know if I like that decision quite to do that. But it looks like we're going to be seeing now the starport is being followed up by both players. And it does look like both of these players are once again going to continue here to try to do as much damage as possible. Are they going to be able to do it? Does not look like that's going to be the case. SpeCial once again is trying to hold on for dear life at this point, as we're going to see these marauders are going to have to back off at this point. we are going to see the follow-up now, which is, of course, going to be the Banshee. He's also going to be getting some siege tanks out, so that's going to be really helpful for SpeCial. The defense by SpeCial, absolutely on point. Beautiful play there. He did lose a lot of units, but I got to say, everything considered, he's actually in a decent position right now, really. He's got his, he's got that natural command center finished, orbital command on it and everything, and now he's flying it over. And MaSa is behind now, trying to get caught up with his own natural command center. So, what an interesting ordeal, guys. Gotta say, very interesting play here so far by MaSa, trying to throw his opponent off guard, but SpeCial's just a little bit too good for that. So we're starting to see now what these players are kind of deciding to do here as at least the techs of choice, as we're going to see the Raven coming out of that starport now for SpeCial. We're seeing more and more siege tanks as well as Marines being added on. Looks like MaSa on the opposite side of the map is just trying to kind of get as many SCVs as possible to kind of begin trying to get his booming economy going. Raven's going to be coming out of his starport as well. Cyclones are here as well, but I gotta say, I really like the position currently that SpeCial is in, because now MaSa is being forced into a position where he's got to continue the aggression, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Is he's going to drop more and more of these Marauders here right on top of this supply depot. Going to supply block once again his opponent, and it does look like more and more of these units. Oh, and this could be a huge pickup if he actually is able to get it. Is he going to be able to? Does not look like he is. Oh man, the range on that Cyclone, absolutely insane. But there you have it. It does look like now, even though, SpeCial has been kind of supply blocked a couple of times, it's not facing him a whole lot, as he is going into that third command center that he's constructing now. But MaSa is really trying to create problems for SpeCial, really keeping him on his side of the map, which he has been successful up to this point. But I feel that the defensive end of SpeCial, a lot of times that good defense translates to good offense, and so I am assuming that SpeCial, it's just he's going to take his time here, but he is going to be, I think he's going to have a pretty good unit composition to take on MaSa, even though both at this point in the game, as we pass that 7-minute mark, or I should say 7.5-minute mark, both of these players, it feels like they've kind of had eyes, an eye for an eye, so to speak, with both players, just because a lot of SCVs were taken out by MaSa on SpeCial's end. And now we're going to start seeing what both these players are deciding to do, as we are going to start seeing these siege tanks are going to be in a position of strength here, as they are going to try to do as much damage as possible here. As we are going to start seeing the ramp, as SpeCial is on top of that ramp. He's got a really nice positioning on the ramp here, and it does look like these siege tanks are going to be in having some problems here. But at the same time, it does look like MaSa is actually creating massive amounts of problems for SpeCial at this point in the game. So beautifully played so far by MaSa, really getting into the proper positioning that he needs to be in. And while this has all been going on, MaSa is continuing to make more and more SCVs, as well as getting all those upgrades. Combat shield as well as infantry weapons level 1 are going to be finishing up here in less than 10 seconds for MaSa. Very interesting play here by both of these players, I'm not going to lie. It's been a very interesting one, to say the least. GG is called, and MaSa takes game number 1 by just continuing to push and put pressure on SpeCial in some exciting fashion. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between MaSa and SpeCial, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in game number 2. Alrighty, everyone. Well, game number 2 in this best of 5 series finds us on Kairos Junction LE. Spawning here in the top left-hand corner of the map, playing with the Red Terran SCVs and pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of the series just yet. His name is SpeCial. And his opponent, spawning in the cross position, playing with the blue Terran pieces. He's currently up and wants to keep the series rolling in his favor. His name is MaSa. So guys and girls, this game and this series in particular was played at the WCS Spring event and was one of those games and series within the round of 16 of that tournament. And game number 1 was consistent pressure by MaSa, which started off with, of course, having that putting on pressure early on in the early stages of the game and continuing that, not allowing SpeCial to really dictate the pace of the game whatsoever. And so I'm wondering if MaSa's going to try some more of the same as to what worked in game number 1, or is he going to go into that macro focus game? And SpeCial, of course, losing that first game, he's down a game. He's got to get, he's definitely not out of the series though. He's got to try to, climb back into this thing and do what he needs in order to tie up this series. So it looks like what he's going to decide to do here is go for that barracks and the double refineries, as MaSa is doing some of the same as well. He's also going to get put his factory down. SpeCial's going to scout exactly what's going on MaSa's side of the map at these early stages of the game, as we're going to see now MaSa following this up with a factory. And so, pretty, it looks pretty standard on both sides of the map. It does look like SpeCial's feeling a little bit better about himself, just because, he's got that, he's got to be feeling good, right? That, okay, there's no aggression that's coming now in this game. He's, at least, there might be a timing push, but at this point, there isn't any cheese, or at least, that's what he thinks, and that is to be true. Now, this SCV that's coming across the map, I'm wondering if MaSa's going to try to figure out, okay, is there any types of proxy barracks or anything along those lines, as we're going to see a Reaper following this up as well. And it does look like, here we go, we are going to see the Battle of the Reapers here, and one of those Reapers does go down. MaSa is really in a nice position as of right now. Now, it does look like this SCV is going to try and see if, maybe he can put a barracks or maybe a bunker or something. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, maybe it's just scouting and that scout for MaSa, just to see if there's any types of aggression coming on the opposite side of the map, which there isn't. But either way, does look like MaSa is going to scout that there is a natural command center going down at this point. He's going to try to most likely do a little bit of some damage once again. A couple of Hellions are out for SpeCial, and it does look like he is just going to go ahead and get that Reaper as well. And now we're seeing the natural command center going down for MaSa as well. Starport's being followed up. You'll see in the early stages of the game, guys, a lot of times you'll notice that production tab is very similar. I mean, it is near identical to one another at this point in the game. I mean, both these players have played against each other so many times that it's just, it becomes, the build orders are very similar, generally speaking, in the early stages of the game. A lot of times with any kind of, when you're going with identical races, a lot of times that's what happens. So we are going to see these Reapers are across the map going to try to get some SCVs for their troubles. Looks like that is exactly what's going to happen, as the Reapers are now into the main base location. This is a pretty big move here, as we are going to see a Cyclone is out, however, on the playing field. This Reaper is just barely going to get another one of those SCVs for his troubles, but that's a nice pickup there for SpeCial. Getting some value out of those a small number of units. That's a huge ordeal. As SpeCial is going to head home now, we are going to see the Raven that's going to be coming out of the starport once again. Double Marine production out of both players. I mean, this is crazy how close they are as far as their supply counts. They're not necessarily supply, which they are close in supply, but it's more just the unit compositions are mere identical to one another. Going for a macro focus game possibly in this one, which would be very interesting, because we kind of saw what happened when there was some cheese involved. MaSa was able to take advantage. See what happens here in this one, as we're going to see MaSa now following this up with another factory. Looks like we're going to see consistent Cyclones coming out, as well as Marines. And here come some more units across the map for SpeCial, that being a couple of Cyclones as well as a Hellion. The Hellion's taken out. This Cyclone is going to try to pounce on both of them. And it does look like the Cyclones are going to just kind of almost cancel each other out. So, slight lull in the game, but SpeCial, there's certainly things happening all across the map. I mean, we can see that without a doubt. We're seeing another command center going down now for SpeCial. And I gotta say that at this point, I feel like SpeCial is in a good spot right now because MaSa isn't really the one that's trying to dictate the pace of the game. He was a little bit, but MaSa was just so aggressive in game number 1, and he's kind of playing a little more of a laid-back style in this one. So I wonder if SpeCial can try to capitalize on that as he is trying to build a bigger and bigger force here. We are going to see the Cyclone and Raven of MaSa is gonna fall back at this point. SpeCial's continuing to try to build up a bigger and bigger force. A couple more factories are going to be going down as well. We're going to be seeing MaSa. He's going to be constructing more siege tanks as well as double Hellion production. Oh man, this is turning into an interesting series, guys. A real chess match. I mean, when we talk about StarCraft 2, it is the strategy game of our time. And I gotta say, you know, when you talk about these types of matchups, man, it gets very, very interesting. We are going to see those auto turrets are going to be placed in the main base location of SpeCial, and those auto turrets are going to start doing some damage really quickly. They do take out one of the tech labs, and here we go. We are going to see a lot of units of SpeCials are going to be across the map, though. He looks like he wants to do a little bit some damage as well. Got to be very careful, though. Lots of Hellions are out on that playing field. Got to be very, very careful. I really like the way that MaSa is approaching this game and series so far. I feel like he's been playing this thing absolutely brilliantly at this point. As it looks like SpeCial is going to start moving back home. Infernal Pre-Igniter, which of course is the Blue Flame Hellions, can be finished up in less than 5 seconds for MaSa. And that third command center is down. Orbital Command, it's finished. And it looks like right now MaSa is pretty much just starting to kind of construct his third command center. So I gotta say, guys, I like the position that SpeCial is in right now. I feel like he's in a pretty good position to really take over this game. I feel like he does need to kind of put on a little bit of some aggression, as we are going to see a nice sized force of MaSa starting to move out, including siege tanks, Marines, Cyclone, some of course Hellions, and you've got your Vikings and Ravens that are your eye in the sky. The same can basically be said, though. These unit compositions are essentially the same for the most part. SpeCial is ahead of the supply count without a doubt, and here we go. We are going to start seeing those auto turrets are going to be going down, and these auto turrets are going to be very helpful in the fight here. Siege tanks are in a beautiful position on top of that ramp, though, however, for SpeCial. And man, here we go. This could get very interesting as MaSa wants to be the one creating the issue for his opponent. A lot of these units are going to start landing. That is those Vikings for MaSa, but whew. Very intense so far between these two, as there is another force, though, that is starting to move out here for SpeCial. SpeCial wants to try to hit in multiple angles at once. It looks like MaSa is going to be forced back home, but could it be in time? Because there's going to be a lot of damage that is dealt here if he does not deal with this quickly. And a lot of these SCVs are going to go down here at the hand of SpeCial if he's not careful. So many of these Hellions! Oh my god, the Hellions taking out so many of those SCVs all at once. They were so hurt as far as their health. Oh my god, this is sending the entire artillery of MaSa back home, but so much damage is being dealt. MaSa, his supply is absolutely plummeting. Could SpeCial, this could be his opportunity to get this series back in his favor, and man, so much damage was dealt, and SpeCial has taken a significant lead, and what this is going to do is going to force MaSa into an all-in kind of situation, which is what he is going to have to do in order to have any chance at winning this game. SpeCial, with the great counterattack there, sneaking some of those units by MaSa, absolutely was the tail of the tape there, because now the question that remains is, can MaSa somehow clamber back in this game? I don't know how he can when we're talking about a top 20 player in the world here. I don't think he's going to allow MaSa to get back into this one, but we got to find out here as more and more units are starting to go down here. The Raven is going to be very helpful, but oh man, lots of units are down here for MaSa, but at the same time, there's a lot of units for SpeCial. SpeCial's got a massive army that is just getting bigger and bigger by the second. These siege tanks are going to create a very interesting position for these players, but MaSa has to GG out. He's going on that ramp, sees the army that he's dealing with, gets cornered, and SpeCial evens up the score. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between SpeCial and MaSa, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in game number 3. Alrighty everyone, well, game number 3 in this best of 5 series finds us on Cyber Forest LE. Spawning here in the bottom right hand corner of the map, playing with the red Terran pieces. He currently evened up the score and wants to keep this series rolling in his favor. His name is SpeCial. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the blue Terran pieces. His opponent currently evened up the score, but he's still feeling like in a good position and wants to take the lead right here and right now. His name is MaSa. So guys and girls, this series has been filled with multiple things. Game number 1 being that of, you know, some back and forth, but mainly MaSa going for the cheese early on, or the double barracks proxy, and then turning that into some significant aggression throughout the course of that game. Whereas in game number 2, SpeCial was able to kind of regain his positioning by a timing attack, or I should say a timing counterattack, while MaSa was trying to create some problems in game number 2. SpeCial took an opportunity, snuck some units past MaSa, and did so much damage on the opposite side of the map. So now we've got an even score. The question is now is who is going to be in the, you know, who's got the real advantage here. I mean, I've got to feel that SpeCial now winning that game, kind of tying up the score, he's got the momentum, so it's going to be up to MaSa now to try to get that momentum back in his favor. And so we'll have to see what both these players decide to do here, as MaSa is going to go for a barracks into that orbital command, and then followed up by a natural command center. On the upper side of the map, very similar as to what SpeCial is doing, the same build. You'll see a lot of times at the top left-hand corner of the production tab, a lot of times early on in the early stages of the game, you'll, generally speaking, you'll see the same kind of build order quite often. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that to see if there's any change-ups in you know, build order, because both these players, even in game number 2, man, they had very similar build orders, as well as, you know, the unit compositions that they went for their armies. And so who's really got the advantage? I gotta think SpeCial, but you guys have to let me know what you guys think so far up to this point in this series. So it does look like SpeCial's gonna make another barracks, kind of hiding that behind his main base, and then we're gonna see the follow-up here, which is a factory for SpeCial as well. Starport is going to be coming in now for MaSa, and interestingly enough, we're going to see a bunker going down here, so I'm wondering, he must wonder if there's something strange going on the opposite side of the map. I'm not sure exactly what MaSa is thinking, but he has no idea what's going on in that main base location, so I don't know the reasoning for making the bunker, but might just be for that, you know, having that good defensive structure there in the event that there's, you know, SpeCial decides to get a little bit cheesy. That said, does look as if we've got SpeCial now creating his own bunker. So maybe you know, these are brilliant minds think alike, right? So maybe MaSa and SpeCial are just, you know, they're so used to playing each other on these maps, and they know kind of what the other tends to do. And so we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. But we're going to see a Reaper that is across the map at this point. Now we do see a Widow Mine is just going to be hanging out there. Beautiful play there by MaSa, picking that up. Had a brilliant spot for the Widow Mine. But yeah, it does look like now both players are deciding to go for the Raven once again out of the starport. Going to see the stim pack being researched in the back of SpeCial's main base, which of course, you know, will be helpful as the game progresses. We're going to see MaSa, who is kind of going for the siege tanks at this point, and you know, he's kind of skipping out on some of the tech as far as getting his, you know, of course, you know, not only the economy, but really just kind of trying to stay up on those upgrades, as we see SpeCial really doing exactly that. Now we are going to see a Banshee across the map, though. Beautiful play once again by MaSa. He is going to go ahead and be able to get at least some value out of this Banshee, as he is starting to do a little bit of some damage. That Banshee can end up doing a ton of damage. Beautiful play there with the auto turret, however, for SpeCial, taking out that Banshee. And you know, kind of business as usual now, right? You're going to see that Marine standing on top of that Widow Mine. Beautiful play there by MaSa. He's just trying to be as cheeky as possible, as we're going to see MaSa now following up, going ahead and getting his third command center constructed. And I wonder if SpeCial finds out about this. It could be interesting. A very interesting thing. He has no idea about this command center that's going down now, but I'm wondering if he looks like he's gonna try to go for some Marine drops, and I like that decision a lot by SpeCial to do this. Go for the Marine drop and try to do as much damage as possible as we are approaching that 6-minute mark in this game. Siege tank, brilliant position, however, for MaSa, but there's a lot of units that are starting to move across the map here. And SpeCial must be wondering what is going on. He's thinking to himself, I want to be the one dictating the pace of the game. He sees that the third command center is not down as of yet. And it does look like SpeCial wants to get a little bit aggressive, but I think he might be having second thoughts, possibly. He probably wants to see if that third command center at least is going down at this point in the game. That third base, it is down. That third command center is down. Now the third command center is starting to be constructed now for SpeCial. But infantry weapons level 1's can be finished up in a couple of seconds here. And it does look like MaSa is going to see that there is going to be some Marines here with those medevacs. And it looks like more and more siege tanks are trying to get into position just in the event that he tries to start moving up this ramp. These Ravens are going to be here as well. This is a hard situation to kind of go into, it seems. It's going to be a difficult one, I feel, simply because there's just a beautifully fortified position here by MaSa. It's going to be hard to kind of move into. We are going to see more and more units that are going to be following this up. We're going to be seeing the stim pack being researched right now. We're going to see those +1 upgrades, as well as out of the engineering bays for MaSa as well. The same can be said, however, for our for SpeCial. You know, same sort of scenario. And it does look like Stimpak's going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds now for MaSa. And we've got these Vikings that are kind of flying around, as well as the Ravens that are trying to just kind of keep tabs on where this army is. It's a very hard, you know, fortified position for MaSa. I don't think he wants to allow this army to get any closer than they need to be, as MaSa looks like he is going to go ahead and drop that third command center down. More and more units are being added here, and that third command center is down now for SpeCial, so he's going to be a little bit ahead of the you know, as far as the economy is concerned. Nice scan there to see exactly what's going on by SpeCial. The same can be said though for MaSa. And here we go. Infantry armor level 1 and infantry weapons level 1 is going to be finished up in less than 10 seconds now for MaSa. And this army composition by both these players, as we pass the 8.5-minute mark, it's going to get interesting, because both these players are trying to fight for positioning. SpeCial wants to put the pressure on. You can just tell he wants to be the one dictating the pace of the game. He's going to start target firing down this command center. Be a massive pickup. He's able to get it. Looks like he's not going to get it, at least for the time being. Got to be very careful they don't overextend. Beautiful play there by MaSa to kind of hold on there, not allowing that that command center to go down. You do not want to lose that command center whatsoever. So here we go. We are going to see the medevac is going to try to drop down right on top of those siege tanks. And it does look like SpeCial is starting to get into a nice position here, as he is trying to like really fight for that high ground. And it looks like is he possibly going to move back home, or is he going to start moving over to try to do as much damage as he can right near that third command center? Looks like SpeCial is still trying to, they're trying to jaw for position. This is where it really, you know, the beautiful micro of these players, I mean, these pro gamers, I mean, just unbelievable how fast they are. The reaction time is absolutely on point, to say the least. But here we go. Once again, SpeCial wants to do as much damage as he can, trying to tease those, or kind of bring those units backwards so that they can, you know, of course, do as much damage as humanly possible with those siege tanks, just trying to get them into position. These siege tanks are in position currently for that command center. You gotta be so careful here. MaSa is kind of put into a very difficult position because so many, you know, more and more units are kind of are really just continuing to come at this army. And it does look like the siege tanks of MaSa are in position now, but man, this is going to be so difficult to get this. I mean, this is such a huge momentum shifter here. If our red Terran player, if SpeCial's able to get this, if he's able to get this base, this third command center, it is, you could basically say it's GG. I mean, he's holding on for dear life, but SpeCial is, he has an advantage as far as the supply is concerned, and he's doing damage. He's continuing to put damage on here. You gotta be very careful, however. And it looks like SpeCial is trying to decide on what he wants to do, and as SpeCial is going to move around here with his army. Oh, I love this decision so much. He's going to try to hit at multiple angles at once, and this could be a huge, huge move, as he is going to move a ton of these units in the main base location. This could be such a massive ordeal. GG is called, and SpeCial takes a lead for the first time in this series. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between MaSa and SpeCial, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in game number 4. Alrighty, everyone. Well, game number 4 in this best of 5 series finds us on New Repugnancy LE, spawning here in the top left, or I'm sorry, the bottom left-hand corner of the map, playing with the red Terran pieces. He's currently up and on match point and wants to move on to the next round of the WCS spring event. His name is SpeCial. And his opponent, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Terran pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of this thing just yet. His name is MaSa. So guys and girls, this has been a series that has been very exciting on both sides. I mean, there's been moments for both players where they felt like each one of them have had their moments where they felt like they really had a good opportunity to close these things out. And I gotta say though, SpeCial has been just kind of outplaying his opponent at this point, or up to this point, just absolutely playing brilliant StarCraft 2. MaSa, however, has been holding his own. I mean, he is not just allowing SpeCial to kind of roll all over him. He is creating problems for SpeCial throughout these games, and I'm excited to see what ends up happening in this one as SpeCial tries to close this thing out and move on to the next round, because this game and this series was played at the WCS spring event and was one of the games within the round of 16 of that tournament. So we're getting deep into a tournament. SpeCial wants to continue to cement his legacy as one of the best Terran players out there in the world, and by, you know, going deep into tournaments, trying to win tournaments, and just competing for championships is a massive ordeal to him, of course. So it will be interesting to see what happens here, because I think the narrative is around MaSa right now. To try to get back in this series, tie this thing up, and go to a game number 5 is the big one right here. So it looks like MaSa is going to go for that barracks into the natural, into the orbital command, and then of course followed up by a factory. The same can be said for SpeCial as well. So both players doing mere identical things on either side of the map. We are going to see the double Reapers coming out for MaSa. It does look like this Reaper is looking to see if there's any types of proxy barracks anywhere. Just wants to make sure that there's nothing cheesy that's going to happen to him in this one, because you know he wants to close this thing out right here and right now. He does not want to allow MaSa an opportunity to get back into the series, because when you win a game, if you're behind or ahead, there can be serious momentum shifts throughout these series. So SpeCial's got the momentum, so he definitely wants to keep that, and that's without a doubt, as he is going to try to do what he can. The question is, though, are we going to see a standard macro focus game again, or is this going to turn into more of timing pushes and some cheese possibly? Well, we're gonna see as we see the starport coming in out of both players. We're going to be seeing, of course, the factory and the reactor, of course, or the tech lab being put onto that reactor, or onto that factory. Barracks, double marine production as of right now. And it does look like MaSa, he's kind of doing a little bit of the same as well. He's kind of getting more and more Reapers out. Very interesting decision making here. I'm wondering if he's going to try to go for a little bit of a push here, as we are going to see some units, that being a Hellion and 2 Reapers of SpeCial, that are going to be moving across the map here, just to see what kind of scouting information they can get. Also possibly to see if there's any types of any units that are out on the map that they can maybe try to snipe down. It does look like more and more units are going to be coming out here. A lot of Reapers are out on the playing field. Looks like these Reapers see an opportunity to try to micro backwards and get some easy SCV kills. Does look like a big army is coming, however, towards SpeCial's side of the map. Lots of Reapers, as well as a few of those 4 of these Hellions to be exact. And here we go. This is going to get very, very interesting extremely quickly, because we are going to see a Reaper on the opposite side trying to do a little bit some damage as well. But there are a lot of units here that are going to try to do as much damage as possible. Beautiful positioning on that siege tank. That siege tank is going to shoo away pretty much all those units, at least for the time being. Beautiful play there by SpeCial, who is consistently playing incredible defense, which generally speaking has been translating to great offense for SpeCial. So MaSa, he's got his opportunities, but it's just one of those things that's just, for some reason, MaSa is having trouble dealing with a lot of these units here. He's having trouble dealing with the counterattacks of SpeCial, and that's what SpeCial is doing so well. It's keeping units at home, and that's exactly what SpeCial wants to do. You got to dictate the pace of the game, without a doubt, to win at the highest level of StarCraft 2. You have to be able to adapt and create problems of your own on your opponent. And it seems right now SpeCial's feeling really confident. He's going to go ahead and he's going to start building his 3rd command center at this point. We're going to be starting to see the engineering base coming in now for MaSa. He's going to continue this with more and more barracks. So SpeCial must be feeling really good right now. He's going on that next command center. He's got he's got everything kind of going for him, at least at the early stages here. Now the supply is very similar, of course, between these two. But I gotta say, it's going to be very interesting as this game goes on, as we are going to see SpeCial is moving across the map here to try to do as much damage as possible. Having that vision on top of the ramp is a crucial ordeal, as we are going to see that Reaper's going to try to do a little bit some damage. Beautiful surround there by SpeCial on that Reaper. But here we go. It does look like, once again, SpeCial is trying to get into a position of power, and it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. The slow push is in full effect by SpeCial, who is starting to move onwards, trying to do as much damage as possible. Now, MaSa's certainly not out of this thing just yet, but he's kind of being cornered in a way that I don't think he likes. You can just tell he is not comfortable being in this current position. He's going to have to come up with a plan here very, very soon, because SpeCial is slow pushing his opponent, and now he's got that vision that is going to be absolutely devastating if you are not careful. He's going to supply block his opponent right now, and now it seems as if some of these units are going to have some problems. Wow. SpeCial is absolutely reading his opponent like a book, doing a ton of, just being in the right space or the right spot at the right times. And he's starting to take a nice little lead over his opponent. Does take out that starport. That is a massive, massive pickup. And now, what do you do? What do you do at this point? It looks like MaSa has had enough. He is going to drop down. GG is called. And SpeCial, just like that, wins this series and moves on to the next round at the WCS Spring. I hope you guys did enjoy this game and this series between SpeCial and MaSa. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive. And as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.